Wendy kind of threw you under the bus when she said she looked older.
I mean, I was sort of sat there like, okay, Wendy.
Hello, Pixie, and welcome to the Drag Race Yearbook. How are you, Babs?
Woo! I'm very well. Happy to be here at the Yearbook to sign my name and read these bitches to filth.
Yes! Well, Pixie, today we're going to have a little kiki about your time on Drag Race UK Season 4. And I'll be asking you to nominate your queens in our juicy yearbook categories. And the only rule is you can't nominate yourself. Got it?
Boring.
Category is Biggest Drama Queen.
Biggest drama queen, I think, has to go to Jomba's Blonde. Not because she's necessarily a drama queen, but because she has a fiery Irish temperament, which I did receive some of the brunt of during that makeover episode. But she's just very passionate, I think. And you know what? You've got to love a bit of drama. Otherwise, the season would be a bit dull. Do you know what I mean? I personally loved the disagreement yesterday between Cheddar and the girls about the running order.
Okay. Well, do you know the script? Because that's what we're going to head on to next. A little bit of drama in the episode. Because Cheddar wasn't happy at all about going last in the Comedy Roast Challenge. What was it really awkward in the room? What was happening while that chat was going on?
While that chat was going on, it was exactly as you saw. Me and Danny were just trying to be camp cows, basically, because it was very awkward in the moment. I seem to recall the conversation actually lasted a lot longer. I'm pretty sure after we were all sat down and they had that back and forth, I'm pretty sure we were in our stations, like pulling out outfits or something. And the conversation started up again between them and it carried on. And me and Danny were like hidden behind someone's like rail, like peeking through, like, not again.
Okay, doing the most. I love it. It was so funny to watch. Now, throwing it back, you and Cheddar had a little bit a misunderstanding, shall we say, following the improv challenge on episode 4. Cheddar went, "Oh, you were really good, Pixie, but Danny, and then literally the camera went to your face. You're like." And I think the online reaction made it a bigger deal than it actually was.
I mean, I'm going to be very honest. That was a natural reaction for me. I mean, I can't really remember what critiques aired, but like on the runway particularly, I felt like I had received like the better critiques overall for runway and challenge. And so I was sat there being like, well, it could go to either me or Danny. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, I was very sure it was me. So to have sat there, stood there on the runway and been feeling, okay, I've got the best critiques this week. And then to go back and have Cheddar, who was there, be like, you were great. But Danny was amazing. Like, it was, I was a bit like, what have I got to do? What do I do? I mean, it kind of became a bit of a running theme for me because, like, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Unfortunately, I'm not the biggest personality, and I try and put myself out there. But Danny picked me to the post a few times this season, and God damn it. He stole me badges. Do you know what? If I'm going to lose a badge to anyone, I'm glad it was Danny. Me and Danny were so close on the season.
Absolutely. You had a great connection. It was really lovely to see on the show.
Category is Shadiest Queen.
I mean, Shadiest Queen has got to be Mr. Danny Beard. Come on now. Danny just has a natural wit that comes from, the world of drag that me and him inhabit, which is, those old queens like reading people to filth and singing a song in a sequin gown. Obviously, Danny doesn't do that in a sequin gown, but Danny does the rest of it. And Danny just is through and through a drag queen. Always has a joke, always has a shady remark, but it's always done with a lot of love and respect. And this is the thing, I think. We're all always in on the joke, I think, on the season. I think where some of my problem's been with the fans is when I crack jokes, for some reason, they're just not behind it. But, when Danny does it,
They're always behind Danny. Well, that makes sense for Danny.
Well, Danny likes it when people are behind him. So
there we go. Well, we're going to talk about the roast. What was it like doing a stand-up set, not in front of just the judges, but, you know, the other queens as well, the returning queens?
I mean, it was pretty intimidating because, you know, other than when you're walking the runway, you're never on your own on that stage, let alone, you know, having to verbalize and say anything, but also be in front of all your fellow queens. So, like, walking out there, I did sort of have a moment where I was like, oh my God, like, it's just a bit different because the main stage is scary. And then when you add all those extra layers, it's a bit, it really did throw me through a loop a bit. But it was nice to see everyone, I'm not going to lie. I mean, to be honest, I was having a great time anyway at the roast. The other three went first, and I was just there like
living your best life, being an absolute.
It's like I was at any old drag show, and then they called my name, and I was like, "Oh, sugar, I've got to do this now." I was not in the zone at all. I was not ready.
Well, did you have sort of like a favorite joke from the roast, or one that didn't air that you wish we'd seen?
Well, one of my favorite ones that did air was my joke about Michelle, which was, you know, Michelle came up in the world of ballroom, something she wishes more of her underwear had. I thought that was great.
No, that was great.
And did get a laugh. What didn't air? I mean, I had lots of, it's the same as the reading challenge. I had lots of jokes that were maybe quite close to the knife that they chose not to air, especially in the reading challenge, I have to say.
Oh, okay.
So maybe I shouldn't reveal some of them.
Come on, sister. Maybe one for me.
Let me have a think. I had some Irish jokes about jombers.
I mean, it makes sense.
There. I had some jokes about illicit substances, which I won't go into because I am representative of the BBC.
Yeah.
You know, other things. Oh, do you know another joke actually I loved was about the joke about Cheddar and Ru about the 9,000-year-old skeleton. I thought that was great.
I mean, yeah, she still looks good for 9,000. Do you know what I mean?
She's going to be here till the year 9,000.
Category is Best Look.
Black pepper.
Hey, black pepper!
Your sister. Yeah, no, I really loved the take. You know, when I was planning what I wanted to do, all I knew is I wanted to avoid tartan because I figured everyone would do tartan. In the end, Danny was actually the only one.
But
I really enjoyed Pepper's take because it was still fashion. I could have seen it on a runway. Like, it was amazing. I love anything with an exaggerated shoulder, like all those little spikes all over it.
Pepper all the way through, you know, fashion. She didn't get it from me, clearly. Well, talking about the sort of like the judges' critiques and on the runway, Ru said that you weren't naturally funny on stage, which we know you to be, as it's your job all the time in the real world, and said your drag lacked a point of view. What was your response to that?
I mean, I don't know that I agree that I lack a point of view because my point of view has always been, some might call it basic and boring, but for me, drag has always been about having fun, being silly, and entertaining an audience, and just bringing a bit of light into someone's life, even if it's just for 10 minutes. For me, that's the only point of view I need. I'm not an intellectual, obviously, I'm very passionate about politics, but I'm not some intellectual political queen like Cheddar or, someone like Danny who has a very unique aesthetic or, anything like that. So, I'm well aware that I'm quite a sort of standard drag queen.
Well, but like UK drag, we're entertainment, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And it's the world that you inhabit and Danny inhabits and even I inhabit, you know what I mean? It's about making sure punters are having a good time, everyone's cracking jokes, and we're all having a good laugh and getting drunk at the same time. A lot of multitasking.
Lots of multitasking. I don't know that I need a point of view. I think my drag is just about me being me and spreading a bit of love. So, and that's enough for me.
Yeah, I think you've got a point of view. Don't worry. I'm in your corner, babes. We need to discuss that lip sync. You took a bit of a stumble, lost to Pepper, and ended up sashaying away. Talk us through your emotions during all of that, because I'm sure it must have been so annoying being so close to the final.
Yeah, to be honest, by that point, because everyone had sort of very much egged me up as a comedy queen at the beginning of the episode, I was kind of like, oh my God, I'm going to get to the final. Oh, and I think I let the pressure get to me. I ended up in the lip sync. You know, it was disappointing to, you know, go home on episode 9 out of 10. But I'm also just so proud of myself for getting that far because, like, I knew I had the building blocks to do well, but you never know what's going to happen in this competition. So I was just happy to have got where I got. It's obviously a bit disappointing that, you know, I don't get to cack-a-cow in the finale. But to be honest, my overwhelming thought when I was told to sashay away was just happiness and gratitude and joy. And I think that probably came across as I walked off. I was just proud of myself. I was really, really proud of myself.
Absolutely. And you should be. You should be, because you made it to the semi-finals of RuPaul's Drag Race UK Season 4.
Category is Class Clown.
Do you know what? I think the biggest clown of the season is RuPaul for telling me to sashay away.
Clownery, buffoonery, and shenanigans. That's what.
Yeah, I stand by that. Why not?
Well, then if you stand by it, then we'll stand by it, babes. We'll stand. Now, Pixie, you didn't take home the crown, but you are the official curse breaker of Drag Race UK because you broke 2 curses. You were the first Brightonian queen not to go home first. Sorry, Joe Black and Anubis, we still love you. But you also broke the reading challenge curse. So every queen on Drag Race UK who's won the reading challenge has gone home, except for you.
Except for me.
This is all very iconic behavior. You must be pleased with that.
You know, I'm very, very appreciative. In the moment, I didn't realize there was a reading challenge curse until people were saying on Twitter, and I thought, oh, okay. But you know what? If I'm going to break all the curses, call me Indiana Jones, mama. I'll do what I need to do. I don't have an arse like Lara Croft, but maybe one day I'll get the surgery to get it.
Yes. Now, Pixie, we have to talk about the icon that is Wendy, baby. Wendy, we love Wendy. Shout out to Wendy. But she kind of threw you under the bus when she said she looked older in drag makeup on the runway. I was like, whoa, what was it like being up there and listening to that?
I mean, I was sort of sat there like, okay, Wendy, shut up now. She also actually said she felt like she looked like a panto dame, which the judges took as a negative, but she meant as a positive.
Right.
I mean, to be fair, Wendy was really happy that we were paired together because she wanted to be a fairy princess. I made her a fairy princess. I thought we both looked great, and I was really I probably wouldn't change anything that I could have done in the moment. You know, I had the dress that I had, and I had, you know, the makeup skills that I had. She did look older, but that was kind of my intention. I wanted her to be my drag mother, so I put her in the pale blue rinse wig. And I don't think the makeup was bad. I just think, you know, we're not used to seeing people of a certain age on this show. Like, Ru is the same age as Wendy, but Ru's been plucked and tugged at many a time. So, you know, I think maybe the fans and the judges were bamboozled into thinking Wendy looked awful, when actually I thought she looked pretty good. And she was really happy with it. Like,
I think you two look great as well. You look like a great pair. It was a really strong episode, that episode. So it definitely maybe should have been a double Shantae, as I would say. But you know what? I can't say that because I love all my sisters.
Category is
Papa's Prom Queen.
It's hard because I'm really am very close with so many of them. Like, we all get on really well.
Such a lovely pageant answer there, isn't it? Such a lovely pageant answer.
It's a very polite answer, dear.
It is very polite.
For Prom Queen, I think I'm going to go with my gorgeous adopted daughter, Miss Dakota Schiffer.
Oh.
I think she was truly a big part of the heart of this season. I think she did herself very proud, and she excelled and exceeded her own expectations. She exceeded my expectations, and I really thought, you know, maybe she would get to the end, and I hoped I'd be there with her. But she is beloved, and she is an absolute sweetheart. So yeah, if anyone should be Prom Queen, it should be her.
Oh, I love that. Yes, Dakota, we are Dakota stans. here.
Trans rights.
Yes, absolutely. Trans rights. Well, queen to queen, sister to sister, Pixie, before you go, in our last episode, Dakota gave us a question to ask you. And this is what she said.
What would your dream runway theme be? I'm going to say that.
God, I don't know. That's a really hard question. You know, I probably would have said musical theatre, but we literally had that this season. Do you know what actually I think would be really hilarious as a runway theme? Bear with me on this. It's very abstract.
Oh, okay.
The theme would be inanimate objects.
Oh, okay.
So you like dress as like, I don't know, an egg timer or like a sofa. Like, and that's what you have to do. You have to dress as an object.
Ridiculous.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
It would be so camp and it would be so over the top and I would live for it.
Oh, absolutely. I would like dress as a stool or something like that.
Oh, yeah. It's like Victoria Scone's, iconic cake stand. That's the vibe. That's the vibe.
Sminty's Antiques
Lamb. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ready.
Well, Pixie, it's your turn to ask the final 4 finalists. Is there a question you've been asking to die? Have you been asking to die? No.
No, but the fans have been telling me to.
Pixie, no! It could be any question that you've been dying to ask them.
Ooh, the power. My question for the final 4 is, what is your favorite thing about Pixie Polite?
Oh, there she is. Oh, you know what? They can't call you self-centered at all, can they?
It's just promo. It's branding.
We love it. We love a brand, don't we, girls? Well,
yes,
finally, Pixie, we need a yearbook quote from you. Something to remember you by. It can be absolutely anything.
I guess Pixie's not so polite.
Oh, okay. Okay. She's a bad girl. I'm going to need you in full latex leather next time I see you then. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
I want a whip and I want some like... whoosh. Yeah.
Oh, you saw me at Death Drop. You know I'm a devil.
I did. That was a lovely outfit and I want more. Well, thank you so much, Pixie. It's so lovely to get to chat to you, to know you. And baby, this is only the beginning. Everyone says like after the race is where it really starts. So I'm excited to see you here, there, and everywhere.
Thank you so much. I'm going to get about. I'm going on lots of tours and I'm doing lots of very exciting things.
You got a single out as well. Do you know what I mean?
I do.
Doing the most.
My single available on all platforms now.
There we go. Plug. Well, lovely chatting to you, Babs. Have a fabulous day. And I'll see you later. We'll go for a drink or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Mwah. Love you. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.